Today on the Amaruri Show, we'll be talking about a heart-wrenching topic, surviving rape. In our everyday lives, we are bound to experience a variety of challenges because we live in a broken world. You may be living a life that is smooth and everything going well, and one day someone who has their own brokenness comes into your personal space and disturbs you, which may be for the rest of your life. Many people have experienced rape. Some have healed, but some are left with deep wounds and scars in their hearts. Today on the show, I have guests who have experienced this, but they have come to a place of restoration. I'm going to ask our guests to introduce themselves. Welcome. May you please introduce yourselves to the viewers?
Hello, viewers at home. My name is Kunelo Ndlovu, but my friends call me Kuni.
I'm Magdalene Ndlovu, Kunelo's mother. I'm a woman of 3 girls, talkative like me. Thank you.
Welcome to the show. Thank you so much for coming to talk about something that is so deep, and thank you for coming to open your lives to us and the rest of our viewers. We also have with us our resident pastor and counselor who has counseled both our guests. Pastor, you are welcome.
Thank you.
Please say hello to our viewers.
Hello, viewers.
Kuni, as we begin, may you please tell us about your childhood, your aspirations, your dreams as a little girl?
Kuni as a little girl. Kuni has always been talkative. She's still talkative. I think it's better now. Mm-hmm. She's always been the shortest one, the tiniest one, but with a very big voice. I come from a relatively large family, close-knit. I consider my siblings my best friends. Kuni likes journaling because she has a gap, like I've mentioned. So most of the time she puts her thoughts into paper if she can't get them out. She's also such a crybaby. She's very emotional. Aspirations as a child, all I know is that I wanted to be comfortable in life, be successful or rich, because when you are given a certain level of comfort as a child, you want to maintain it or either go up. So the aim is to go up still.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you, Kuni. Mako Kuni, how did you see your little girl, Kuni, as a little girl? What dreams did you have for her? What did you see in her as she was growing up?
Kunelo, as I said, we are talking people. She's a chatterbox in our family. And I was hoping, and I'm still hoping, she would go in line of something like a lawyer or something where she would continue with
use
her.
Yes.
And also the issue of her writing. It's not coming out clear up, but it's there. It's still secret, it's still there. I'm coming from a large family, as she has said, and I would say I've been one of the people where everybody is saying, looking up to in our family. I was married and I walked out
of the marriage.
Yes.
Okay. Rudy, you've heard about their their setup, their background. What do you see in this setup? A big family and dreams, aspirations. What do you see in such a setup?
Well, it sounds very very healthy, until of course the mother talked about working out of the marriage. But it sounds like she had a good childhood that she loved, and when she talks about where she wants to go, you can see that in her she wants to step up from where she started, which is a good place. And the fact obviously that her parents were married must have given her a very good childhood.
Yes. So, Kuni, can you tell us about that night, when you were violated? What actually happened?
Okay. I was doing Form 2. How old is a Form 2? 14, 15 years old?
Yes.
I was doing Form 2 and it was a Saturday. So everybody was gone. Mind you, that was the time period that my parents were divorced. I think it was two years into that divorce. So I was staying with my father. So then they went to a church revival. And I decided that, you know what, I want to stay home because I had something to do that Sunday morning in town. The revival was out of town. And my dad was like, but you can't stay alone. Why can't you go to your grandma's place? And I was like, no. I remember the words that I used. I was like, no, Daddy, I'm a big girl. I can stay alone. So, but you could see that he was still very hesitant. But because I was like, no, it's fine. He went. He left, him and my little sister, they left. And I was alone in the house. That means cartoons all night. Yes. Then I dozed off on the couch. When I dozed off on the couch, I woke up to a bit of unsettling in the house. And when when you're trying to wake up, but then you open up your eyes just a little bit and you see people that then you pretend to be sleeping, hoping, okay, they're going to go away. And then they woke me up and they demanded that may we show us where the money is.
Yeah.
And then the only money that I had was 20 pula that Daddy had left me for transportation. And I said, this is the only money in the house that they have, that is only that I know of in the house. Then one of them was like, why don't we rape her? But he said it in a very provocative Setswana way. So but she was like, why don't you rape her? And then that was like, rape her? And then I was like, yeah. And then I was told, okay, lie on the bed. That moment I was like, what is happening here? I was like, no, lie on the bed. I was in that moment. I tried to bargain, like, why?
Try to reason with
Try
them.
to reason, like, take everything and then physically then they hurt me. They slapped me and then I just ended up on the bed and I was like, you know what? It's fine. Just do what it is. Then the first one raped me, then the second one followed. And then after that, they took whatever it is that they took and then they left me just there.
Kuni, I can't imagine, what you could have been feeling at that time. Can you just tell us, what was going on through your mind, through emotions, and just internally, what you were experiencing?
I think to sum it up in a word, I was zoned out. I think I just went blank. I went numb. I knew what happened, but I had not I hadn't processed what happened because I'm like, okay, this happened. Then I went to sleep. Then the next day I had a bath and went about my day up until the afternoon.
Were you even able to go to sleep at that point?
I was zoned out. Like I was numb. I didn't sleep on the bed where it happened. I slept on the couch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it didn't cross your mind to call someone at that time?
No one. I was just like, you know what, I'm just going to go to sleep. I was numb to whatever just happened. I didn't want to feel or let alone let my emotions in. I was just like
trying to suppress it.
I was like, I'm fine. Daddy's coming home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And did you have a phone? Was there any means for you to call anyone though?
Nothing at all.
So you did actually just have to wait till the next day? Yeah. Okay. We're going to continue about this horrible thing that happened to you, and we're going to hear from your mom about, how she felt, how she found out when we come back after the break. Do not move. I'm sure you're also itching to know what happened after this. We'll be back right after the break. Welcome back to the show. Before the break, we were introduced to Kuni and her mom, Mandlovu. And Kuni started telling us about that night when she was violated. Kuni, can we begin, like the morning after that night? When did you wake up? Who was the first person that you saw?
Okay. I woke up in the morning and I had a bath. Just a normal day. Had a bath, watched cartoons, had breakfast. And then I went to run my errand.
So, sorry to disturb you, but you didn't, you were 15 years old. It didn't occur to you that maybe you shouldn't bath so that you don't lose evidence.
I didn't even know that there was such thing as evidence. All I knew was that I need to bath. I'm going to get on a combi. For me, it was like a normal day.
Yeah.
That's why I go back to saying I was numb. I didn't feel anything. I had not processed what had happened. And the funny thing was that I actually went to my neighbors because it was raining to borrow an umbrella. And nothing clicked into me to say, hey, tell these people that something has happened, so that if it's possible, let them call your dad or your mom to come pick you up or something. And my mom was in town. I could have also went to her, but I didn't do that. I just went to my errand, and then in the afternoon I went to my grandmother's house.
Yeah.
And then even also when I got there, I didn't tell anyone anything. It was just like, oh, where's your dad? And I was like, no, he's gone. What, you spent the night alone? And I was like, yes. I repeated my words, I'm a big girl. And then I went to a plaza. The plaza there was a phone. And then I called, Daddy, did you forget to lock the gate or lock the door? Because in my head, I was like, maybe that's how they got in.
Yeah.
And then he was like, no, I locked. And he was like, what happened? I was like, no, nothing. Just hurry back home. You'll find me at Grandma's house.
Okay.
And then I waited for him to come when he came in the evening.
All right. Before we go further, Muruti, she's talking about, how she just wanted to go on with life as usual the next day. Do you think, being so young, do you think she was trying to run away as soon as she possibly could from this episode?
Yeah, I think what happened to her was too much for her to process. And I think she probably thought, you know what, this didn't happen, I'm not going to deal with it, I'm going to continue with my life as if nothing happened. Because you see, as she's speaking, in my head I'm wondering, was she remembering what happened, or as she was going for umbrellas and calling, did she remember what was happening? But it seems like she really wanted to convince herself that this terrible thing
That nothing had happened.
did not happen. Because you see, when it comes to this kind of violation, when somebody comes into your house and they invade you like that, first they invaded their house, and then they invade your body.
Yeah.
When it comes to sexual matters, it's not just about your body, it's about your being. When somebody comes, you see, sex or love making was intended by God to be given to somebody very dear to you, somebody who loves you, somebody that you know, somebody that you can open up to. So when somebody comes in, a stranger in the middle of the night, and they take such a sacred place in your life, it's something that you don't want to believe that it can happen.
Yes.
And so probably denial will be very high at that moment, and trying to just get on with life as if it never happened could be a way to cope at that particular moment. Plus, you are still very young, and so you wouldn't think that something like that happens and will happen to you. And also the fact that she continued saying, I'm a big girl, there was also that thing that, I can handle whatever.
What has happened?
Yeah,
Yes.
so I think there was a huge sense of denial at that point.
Yes. Okay, Kuni, what happened from there, from your grandmother's place, and after you spoke to your dad on the phone?
Then my dad came in the evening, and then in the car, that's when I was like, Daddy, burglars came in the house. I was like, okay, what happened? I was like, no, they took a few things, and then I just blurted it out that, oh, and they raped me. It was so casual, like, oh, and they raped me, and he was driving, and he was like, huh? And then I was like, oh, they raped me. And for me, it was like, okay, just saying it casually didn't mean anything. And then when he kept quiet the entire time from there, up until we got to the house, and then he inspected the yard to see what had happened, and then he went to the bedroom where it happened, and then he was like, he found the pool of blood there, and he was like, this is where it happened. And then he tried to shield my sister from my little sister from seeing it, and then that's when we decided to, okay, no, it's time to go to the police.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mandlovu, when were you informed?
His friend, I'll call it a colleague because I know her, and she was saying, oh sorry, Mandlovu, about what happened to Kuni. I said, what happened? He says, no, about the rape. I said, what? And then I said, no, get off my phone. And then I picked the phone. And I think I was just blasting. What to the father. Why didn't you tell me? You know, saying, I think I said all the wrong things that were coming. It was just, I was just vomiting words. I was so angry because my belief, I was the first
Person who was supposed to.
person, even when before they were going to police, I expected to be the first person to be told about what has happened. I was so, I don't say angry. I think I was boiling. Because I believe I said everything and anything.
Yeah.
And it was not nice.
Yes.
And I even left the office going to confront him, like, you know, I wanted to shake him and say, you, how could you let it happen?
Yeah.
You know, you are staying with these people, you are not like responsible. That kind of anger where you even don't see this person as a man who can beat you. You just feel, oh, yeah, today I am ready to kill you.
Yes.
I was just in the killing mode.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly how I felt.
Yeah. Kuni, what happened at the police station?
At the police station, they took my statement. It was so casual. Again, I'm zoned out. You know, it's like I'm telling a folk story. Like, oh no, they came and then they did this and then they did that. God, there's no sense of emotion. And then they went to inspect the scene. Oh, let's go see what happened. Even when I'm showing them, it's like I'm not there. It's like I'm not even scared. I'm like, okay, no, here it is. You can take whatever it is that you want to take.
And the blood that was still there?
It was still there. It was still intact, yeah.
All right. And did they take that, you know, for...
They took that blanket. Then they were like, should we bring it back? And I was like, no, it's fine, just keep it. You know, I just didn't want... I was distancing myself from the situation, but also at the same time saying, this has not happened to me, I'm fine.
Okay, Kuni, you know, we're just going to stop there, and we're going to find out, you know, after the break, you know, more about the investigation and what then, you know, took place in your life. Please don't change that dial. We are going to be back after the break. Welcome back to the show. We are talking about surviving rape. Before the break, Kuni was narrating to us about the fateful night that she was raped and how now an investigation was being done. Kuni, can you further elaborate on what happened at the police for investigation and medical investigations?
Okay, as I mentioned before, they came over, took the evidence that they needed, had already given out my statement, and then I went to the clinic to go get tested to see if anything is wrong, to be on any medication if need be. Then I was examined by a female doctor. She took everything that she needed, and I also had an HIV test to see that is everything fine. But then we came back the next day, and the doctor was not there. My results also, they had vanished, for lack of a better word. So the only thing that I ended up doing again was the HIV test. The other tests that I had done to check if muscles were torn down, the routine ones, they were not done. So it was just, okay. To me, it was like, okay, let's just do the HIV test, then we can go to school, because I was already in my school uniform.
How did they explain that, the vanishing of the results?
It was an issue of the doctor. It's like the doctor is not there. So if the doctor is not there, that means there's nothing that we as subordinates, for lack of a better word, we can do. So even up to now, I don't know where my results ended up. And as for the investigation, it ended up becoming a cold case as well. So
and there's no one in the police station, who, like had a sense of urgency that this must be recorded properly.
No. It was just
Very
it was
unfortunate.
so casual and so unfortunate that this happened. And then I just did the HIV test, and it was like, okay, no, I'm fine, HIV negative. Okay, daddy, take me back to school. And then, I think in that moment he was also happy that, okay, no, at least something is right
out of this. Yeah.
And then I went back. I went to school, and then proceeded like, okay, everything
Life must go on.
Where were you, Kuni? Why were you late? Okay, no, we just had some trouble at home, and that's why I'm late for school.
Yeah. And Mahokuni, I don't hear her mentioning you, at the hospital, at the clinic, and the police station. Were you able to be involved during that time?
They didn't call me, like to inform me, to say this what has happened. But I never asked patela, baya koma policing, but as if I can exist the hope.
Do you think that
that's when I get it now, like I learned from my friend, the colleague that I talked about.
Yes.
Sorry, this is what has happened. Now this is a Monday, and I think it was already afternoon or so when I learned that. I guess it's now. That's when ke batlang go itse gore go tlile jang gore o kgone go tswelela jalo o sa ntsenye mo teng go raeng, and ne go nkutlwisa botlhoko thata ebile ke le bogale bo ene gore yo.
Do you think your differences, between you and husband were also playing into all of this?
And I think it was still the anger ya gore ke dule mo lenyalong, and maybe ona mo ke a mo akanyetsa ka gore he never said it.
Yes.
Gore ke eng ke tshwantse gore ke go mmolella gongwe ga le na le teng o ka ba dirile sengwe, so ba decide hela gore wa itidimalla le ene e be go tswelela hela go ntse yalo be re hela ile gore yanong ke mongwe le mongwe o lwa ale ha le nteng gore ke mo ileng gore ga le lwe ka mabogo, mme the tension
is there.
Lwana no khona gore o utlwa gore batho ba ha o feta yana bona le bothata le ha ba le banehelana bona gore ha ba ka tshwarana go tla nna thata.
Emma. Muruti, how does this now affect the child? She's gone through something very terrible in her life, rape, and also now with her, having her dad, as the only support, if I may say that, at that time.
Yeah, I think already there's a problem because as you can see, the family was not together. When this terrible incident happened, the father had gone somewhere, obviously where he had to be, and the mother, obviously, because she was not staying with the mother. Under normal circumstances, probably that gap would not have been there. The mother probably would have been home, and other siblings. And so already as a mother, probably she's feeling the anger of, this man, I leave him with my daughter, and he allows such a thing to happen. Obviously, you know, when terrible things like this, traumatic things happen like this, you're looking for somebody to blame. And when there are tensions already, obviously it's going to escalate into something else. And you're asking about her in the middle of this. In times like this, a child needs to see the support of both parents, people that are around her. And so obviously the fact that when they were together there was this tension, as she says it, obviously it was not also good for the child.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. And how did you try and, you know, pick up, you know, from Kuni, from what you had experienced now, going to school and coping, living your life again? How did that play out?
Remember that I said I was zoned out.
Yeah.
I was numb. I was still numb. Queenie's still talkative. I'm still me, and I use me very loosely. And I just went to school. There were just small things that triggered me. Don't touch me. I had a problem with, even if, like, you know, the boys, how friendly they are, like those who used to play, don't touch me.
Yeah.
I will literally smack you if you touch me, or I get scared if, like, maybe two boys, like, even if they're just approaching me, like in a hallway, I get scared. I don't realize that. Even at home, sleeping was a problem.
Yeah.
I couldn't sleep alone in my bed. I couldn't sleep with the lights off. And I think it was more of, what if this time they come? And this time if they come, if my dad is there and my baby sister is there, and then they do the same thing to my baby sister, and my dad is there, he has to watch this. You know, at that time, it's now my fear of, what if this happens? So I'm suffering from insomnia. I'm trying to tell myself that I'm fine. I'm
Yeah.
convincing myself that, no, you're fine, it's not gonna happen again. But at the back of my mind, there's still that thing of, what if? But in front of everyone, I'm fine, but alone in my space,
Yeah.
I feel it, and it's I don't know if to call it psychological. There was a smell on me that I just couldn't get off. It was like drenched in my skin, like I felt so filthy.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Sure. So it became very traumatic.
Became
Like
traumatic.
a post, you know, trauma.
It was I think I didn't want to admit that I was traumatized.
Yeah.
Because, you know, already I'm like, I don't want mom and dad to fight.
Yes.
Already there's so much going on, and I hate being the center of attention through all of this. Because I don't want people to be like, I'll shame.
Feel sorry for
I'll
you.
shame. Like, okay, guys, it's happened. Let's get over it. On to the next thing, you know.
Yeah. But there was actually a reality that you were facing now.
Very much so.
Yeah.
That I needed to deal with, but I was not ready to deal with it. Let's just numb it down with whatever. They said I'm not sick. Why are we making a big deal of this?
Yes. Yeah. We're going to continue talking about Kuni's post-trauma and how her family was able to help her, and how counseling also was able to help her move on with her life. Don't move. We'll be back after the break. Welcome back to the show. We are talking about surviving rape. Maho Kuni is talking about how she was facing an actual trauma now, you know, after the rape. Did you see any signs? How did you get to know that Kuni is no longer the Kuni that you knew?
I got a call from school, and I was told, Hore, the child has started to behave differently. Ke ne ke ya sekolong, and try to find out gore tota go rileng. Ona hona le the HOD. Ona re ona le like anger, mood swings.
Yeah.
He didn't like male. I'll say male ka hore ne se ba simane hela le ma teacher. Ha hone ona na sort of violent. Ha ba tla ba o batla ona batla go lwa kana o threatena go ba bolaya, and there were words in are matishara ba di lemogile like ha go ka buiwa ka rape kana sex ona go lebe ha gona le sengwe se se diragalang tota go rileng and gona le nako e nne ke biditswe hela go teng ona alla gore the other male teacher ora na like mo ka admire hela moruru wa ngwana and then he took it otherwise and then ke be ke le ka go bua le ena gore tota go rileng ya bampela gore na ke batle go tshwara jalo okay and then teacher said na ke tla le ka go sekolong ka this counseling ya bona ya go sekolong gore a tla le ke go nna sentle mme gona go supala ya gore a kere ha ke nnelele la ha re le go lapeng mo se ane ya la o no ka scoopy ke sete ha re a kere bontsi bana go ke basadi hela
Yes.
so ne re ha le go gona be with the siblings le basadi hela a ba le siane ora la ha le go lapeng a ke sinke kutlo gona le any complaint gore kana o change the attitude towards
her dad, yeah.
Me go le be ga mme hela mo strangers, I will call them strangers kana batho ba eseng ba mo lapeng ele banna no gona le ka ha ba bonang ka teng.
Yes.
E be le gore na le those mood swings that she would just outburst for no reason. Mele mo hongwe ko sekolong one gona le mo go tona ro batla go ipola and ke sa itse gore what could have happened, but la ha bo mo tsa tla ba gala I was just joking.
Did it get to the point where you had to tell them what happened at school for her to end up like this?
I could dumela hore ke ne ka bua. Ke na ka bua hela, you know, o batla go sireletsa ngwana gago. You are not sure hore motho mo molelang wa go bolella mang go bolelwa mang mo ile hore mo skolong ba mo ha ba sa tlhela ba mo leba ya ka ngwana.
Yeah.
I think maybe I just said something and I just to cover up.
And the suicide, Kuni, is it something that you actually said to the teachers, or how did the teacher get to tell your mom that you had threatened that?
I think it was those things that you just say in bypassing without thinking. It's just, you know, it's one of those things that you say, but you don't hear. You think you are saying it to yourself, but you're actually saying it outwardly.
Did you actually feel like that though?
Oh yes, I remember there was a time where because our school had flats. It was a flat, so it was like there was a time where I looked. I was at the top of the classroom, and I think I was randomly talking to someone. I was like, if someone would jump from here, do you think that they would die or they would just break a few bones? And then the girl I was with thought, I don't think you'd die though. I think maybe you'd break a few bones. Okay, you know, that thing of contemplating. Well, clearly it's a waste. There's no point in jumping if you're just gonna break a few bones.
Yeah. Did you really feel like that? Did you feel you didn't want to live anymore?
I think I wanted the pain to end.
Yeah.
I wanted the smell, guys. I just wanted it to
doesn't go away.
It's just so I just want this to end.
Yeah. And it was the smell of those guys.
It was the smell of them. It was the smell of them. It was the smell of the condom. It was the smell of my room. It just everything was just coming in all at once, and I was like, no, I don't think this is a way I want to live.
Yes. Sure, Muruti, it's very traumatic, you know. I mean, those guys are long gone. They've probably even forgotten what they've done. And here is a 14, 15-year-old struggling with real trauma.
Yeah, like I said earlier, the trauma that happens when something like that happens, it's not just something that happens to your body. It goes deeper into your soul. And when we're talking about your soul, we're talking about your mind, your emotions, your will. It just goes in there, and it engraves itself. You see, originally she really tried her best to forget it,
Yeah.
but it's something that had happened, and the more she was trying to push it down to forget it, she was pushing it further and further down into her subconscious mind. And so now what we see in her life is that from the subconscious, now there are outbursts. You know, it's like a volcano that is just busy, you know, active
Boiling,
under you know, a rock. And the day when it explodes, the damage that it causes. So you can see there was this volcano that will explode towards maybe a male teacher complimenting her on her hair, or boys coming towards her. And the smell that she's talking about, definitely it wasn't there.
Yeah.
I mean, after bathing, the first day it was gone. But for many months it tormented her, because it was not the smell that was really there. It was now engraved in her brain, in her mind.
Yes.
And so it smelled like that, like throughout for her, because you see, because we are also very deeply psychological beings. Yeah. So when something is engraved deep down in our mind, in our psychology, in our brains, you know, there's that triggering, and you can see boys when they, like the mother was saying, when boys are coming towards her, or you know, things like that, there's that that reaction. Yeah. When she's home, it's women only, no problem.
She's okay.
When she's in a setup of where there are male figures, there's a reaction. And then what happens is that when you see, your mind can really torment you. You are constantly trying to run away from this reality, but it just keeps on haunting you. So what do? You want to escape that world. And if you want to escape, what thoughts come? Suicide. Why don't you jump off a flat? Why don't you die, so that we end this thing?
Yes.
Yeah. So it will be very interesting, maybe after the break, to hear what kind of intervention they tried.
Yes.
You know, to help their daughter.
Yes. Yes, Mahokuni, you are now faced, you know, with a long road of restoring your daughter. And I'm sure there's a lot that you try to do. But we are going to hear that after the break, when we come back and continue to hear about Kuni's story of surviving rape. Welcome back to the Amaruri TV show. We are talking about surviving rape. Before the break, Mahokuni, we wanted to talk about the interventions that now came in to help Kuni in her struggles. What interventions did you introduce to her life?
We started to try to get help, counseling, so that she can deal with there's outbursts that happen. And we would go to one counseling maybe 2-3 times. She doesn't want to go there. Go long ner harea ke mo teng ke a tsanana ha ke batla go go umpana ke le setsana. So ha ke itse most of the time in ne go tsana ene the ne ba sa ntsenye mo teng o ke ne ke tla bogela ke bua hela gore ke na le ngwana ke kopa gore ba mo thuse ba tle ba bua le ene and re tla ya la ntlha ha re tswa kwa there's that reservation asa ha re ya la bobedi ke mathata a mangwe la boraro tla ba mpolala gore nna re mpona ke le setseno ha ke iku ba change so we're just coping from one to the next mo gongwe ne le mo yang ko tleliniking ya rona ya Setswana mo ta bolela ngwana ga go robala ha reng and then they continued ka tselentse nyalo ba le ka go mothusa ka ne ba le ka go mothusa ka teng.
Yes. Kuni, how are you finding these experiences? Were you getting any help?
What's the new terminology that we use these days? You know that eye rolling emoji? That is how to explain it. I didn't understand where I was going. I did not enjoy my sessions. You know, the problem is they want to address the way they view you. It's viewing you as a victim. You've been raped. Oh, you are not. You are being handled with kitty gloves. You know, nobody is just treating you as a human being without that thing. You're not like, you are being put as a statistic. Yeah, you're being labeled as statistic. So somebody's was reaching for me at that point of view, and I was annoyed and I was bored and I was like, why am I even here? This is wasting my time. This is wasting my parents' money, because professionals you pay. Yeah. So it's basically wasting my parents' money. But you know what? I'll go 3-4 sessions. I'm not going there, ma'am. She would, try to be an understanding parent, and I'll be like, if you want to go to her, please go. Do not involve me in your business. And because of that, then I had to go to the clinic, hospital. Yeah. Because I couldn't sleep now, and I was getting sick. First there was insomnia, so I had to go have sleeping tablets, and then they helped. I slept. But if you're not at ease with yourself, even no matter how many times you sleep, you never actually get the rest that you want to get. And then I had migraines. I had the worst migraines that they started to affect my eyesight. That now I had to get glasses for the reasons of that. Then the meds that I was on, because they started in Form 5. They started, the sleeping pills were Form 3, Form 4. Then Form 5 I had to get the meds for my migraines. Then the first days they would work, and then they would stop working. My body would not respond to them. Then that started to be given a higher dose. Now with that, mind you, I'm a child. My body is not used to so much medication, especially strong medication. So it had an effect on me. I got sick. It made me even more sick. I was always tired. My body was just not functioning properly. So then we had to just stop the medication, which went from Form 5 to first year. We had to just stop it, because there's no point in her taking the meds if there's no improvement. Only to realize that this isn't actually, I think it wasn't Form 5, where when I went to the clinic, the nurse was like, this is not something that pills can treat. Because I remember she was like, this is a psychological thing. And up until we get to the problem of her dealing with this, there's no way we can't keep on just pumping her with meds, pumping her. It's just, we are basically just hiding what is already there. And at that point in time, I was just like, all right, mama, as usual, you know that sarcastic thing, you always have the answers. Oh, my T1, what are you doing now that I'm not going to participate in? So it was one of those things.
Was your schoolwork affected in any way?
Yes and no. If it came during schoolwork, then I would slightly shut down. But for the most part, I tried to keep a positive, or like, I have to pass, I have to do well. And I think having a support system, having my dad around and having my mom try, but so let me at least try not to fall so far deep down the rabbit hole.
Yeah, she must have been a very intelligent child, Makokuni, to pass through all of that, sleepless nights and being sick with migraines.
Yeah, She's a brilliant child. She was managing, especially schoolwork. Really, I couldn't complain, except just that you would see her, things are not well.
Yes.
Like how she was managing schoolwork with this, only God knows. I don't have answers for that one.
Yes.
It's where you just see things happening and you cannot explain how this person is coping.
Yes.
But you see that that one at school is not an issue.
Yeah. Now she's talking of first, second year. You know, what did you then decide to do?
You know, women, we talk. When we have issues, you'll just like talk or you will listen when people are talking. Then there were some friends, we were just at work. Actually, they were not talking to me. I was trying to assist a colleague who had issues. And he was talking about this Muruti who can assist, telling this person. And then me, I was just there listening casually. And then I said, so when I go home, get my check. Oh no, what's an calaboraro? What's an calaboraro? Como hoditane, you know, it's giving this person this information. Now I'm absorbing it because I need it.
Yes.
I don't tell this person or nalen like a clock at 2 so. Like a head's a gay bankella or calaboraro. Laboraro, give it, say, I get chaser. Get up hike what I want a bill hori. Had to hook kai.
Yes.
We get up hike wanna take a little like it's about king. Kawana, Kimuruti, Toma King. Nala Mohara Habat. I didn't sit at the front nor at the back. We can Nala Hare. You at the Abolele and an extra hits of home, but and a high kick someone. That is how I ended up with Kiloko Nekele, think Yakum, the channel, take AFM. So, yeah, like kids or more Tanagal, it's AFM, okay, kids were a car. Give it all of no. Like a light check, I am. Yeah.
Yanong, you went that first time. Then, did you find it fit to take your daughter there?
Get a good hole Munatenan. A good hole Munatenan, they get take a mototella hori. A corner the Muruto Moana, gave us a whole home one. The first reaction was more like it.
Not again, yes.
Was more like it. Yeah. I'm checking her, I'm checking all I or sit. I got a house about totalis.
Yes.
And then that is how I worry. Okay, let me do. One idea, one hour, to me, say, I get some more wine, or a cow, it's a motor, I get a cow. That is how I ended up giving Copella appointment to Harrison, Marie, Malana, Motla, Moruti.
Okay. After the break, you know, we're going to hear how Muruti and Kuni then met and what, you know, transpired from that. Don't move, don't change your channel. We'll be back after the break. Welcome back to the Amariri TV show. Kuni, you are itching to know about how you eventually got up to a place where you were getting help.
Okay, as my mom has already said, she heard of this church, she heard of this young man who she labels him as a young man. Like, for me, he's old. So. Anyway, so then she's like, "Come, let's go." And I was like, I was very reluctant. I'm not even going to paint a very, oh my gosh, I was, no. First of all, it was hot. Second, I had to use a combi. So already I'm just annoyed that I'm leaving the house. You know, it's my school vacation. I should be resting. So now I go, I don't even know I'm going. I'm just told, get on the combi and then ask Kore, guy. I get lost. Then I finally arrive. He's patiently waiting for me, Sham. We get there, and I think the thing that caught my attention was, hi Kuni, tell me about yourself. Oh, okay, tell you about myself. Hey, so we are not going to go to the nitty-gritties of the, so I heard that you were raped, my child, or your parents are divorced. What is going on there? It's, tell me about yourself. I think that approach for me, it was welcoming. It was like a friendly hand reaching out for, yeah, I want to know you before anything else. And after that, there was an exercise that we did. It's a paper, and then he drew a dot. Karishu, we were doing so well, so well. So now a paper and a dot, and then I did this, and he asked me, "What do you see?" In my head, on Mamudi, obviously, I see, and then I said politely, "I just see a black dot." I think that was the beginning of something very beautifully painful. And he said, "You see this dot, it's what you see, but do you see anything around it?" It's like there's so much white paper. When you focus on one thing, it's the one thing that's going to consume so much of you. And that was like, I think, a breaking point for me. We started talking about my childhood. We started talking about my parents' divorce. Then we finally talked about the incident.
Yeah.
And then for me, it was more than Hore. It's not just this one thing that has you so mad and so angry. It's that it's piled on by something else and so many things. So we will talk about that. And it wasn't like, we see the problem, you have anger, the anger is there. But we are going to address the root causes of this, and for you to actually acknowledge what has happened to you, so that you can be able to heal and be able to not move on, but just heal within yourself, so that you can actually be liberated, because this thing is now defining your life.
Yes. Yes. Muruti, can you also, just tell us about your sessions with Kuni and how your interactions were with her?
Yeah, Kuni was, she's very lively. She has lots of energy. She's like very talkative, was not shy at all. And so I think I connected very well with her from the beginning. And so, when she talks about the dot and stuff, I actually had forgotten about it. Because we pray before we start the session, and I ask God to lead me. So because God knows Kuni very well, He knows what will work for her. I didn't know about her past experiences of looking for help, but God knew, and He knew what will work for her. So I think He led me to a place where she could just relax. Usually when people come into counseling and they start telling me about their problem, I say, no, let's not go there yet. Because I know the problems that we have here, usually there are some underlying issues. So we don't start there where the reason you are there, we start somewhere else. And so it was very good interaction from the beginning. And when we started talking about other things, I think she kind of forgot why she was there, and she started seeing herself, because I was interested in her as a person. And as she saw herself in all of this, then it became easier for her to talk about the rape, which was just one of the issues that had been happening in her life.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you, Muruti. Kuni, can you just tell us briefly about your healing process that continued after that?
Okay. It wasn't just like one session and then I'm fine. That is impractical. This is 4 or 5 years of pain and trauma. So it took many sessions, a length of like a year. Plus there were also classes that I attended on Wednesday that actually were able to help. I found to a point where I was able to say, you know what, I forgive those who hurt me. whether they are present here or not, I'm releasing them from whatever anger I had, and also releasing myself. So I got to that point of, I mean, it was a pain. There were many tears. There was much crying, and every time he came, I remember this one session I came and he was like, Kunitsu, that means you're gonna talk. Good thing I ate. And I was like, because he knew that once we are in there, we're just gonna be talking and talking a lot. So it really, really, really helped. And I think the thing that helped a lot was the fact that he didn't identify me by the incident.
Yeah.
It was more of, tell me about you. And through that, he was able to tackle so many things. That's the healing process began, and I wasn't scared of men anymore. I didn't seek validation from men anymore.
Yeah.
And the smells disappeared.
Oh, the smells disappeared. Ooh, guys, right now I smell so nice.
And the sleep as well.
And the sleep, I know these days they know, and we can I sleep. Please do not disturb me. The migraines are gone. I don't want to say I'm the old me, but I'm restored.
Yes.
I'm healed. I am, even through the femicide things, it's one of those things where I look at, you know what, thank you, my life was saved. I did not die. It's looking through the black and seeing that light of saying, I'm still alive. That means there's so much more life has to give me.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you graduated.
Guys, when I graduated, and now I'm doing my second degree.
Wow.
So your girl is doing very well.
Muruti, how can you encourage, someone at home who has gone through something similar to what Kuni went through?
Yeah, as you have heard from both Kuni's mom and Kuni, they really tried, and I want to really thank Mako Kuni for the support that she gave to her daughter throughout. She never gave up, no matter what Kuni would say. There is help out there, don't give up, continue seeking help. You never know where you will find that help, and it's very different for all of us. You see, as I usually say, human beings are not just body, they're not just mental. You are a spirit, you have a soul, and you live in a body. All of these things must be taken care of in a balanced way. Otherwise, you may not be able to help the person properly.
Yes. Kuni, a very quick word, to the viewers to encourage them to
be honest. First of all, be honest with yourself. Be honest that you're in pain, and be honest if methods that you're using are not working, because the only person that's actually dying inside, it's you. I was fortunate to have a very strong support system, because unfortunately life goes on.
Yeah.
But then I was very fortunate to have a very strong support system. So get help. It's always there, and find what works for you. And trust me, after that, the feeling is so... I wish I could show it here, but the feeling is very liberating. That incident doesn't define me, nor am I scared. I'm like, you know what, now when I say I'm a big girl, I'm a strong girl, it's not out of fear, it's yes, I'm good.
It has been an amazing story. Thank you so much, Mako Kuni and Kuni, for coming to share your life with us. Thank you, Muruti, and for all the help that you're offering. And we are really grateful for the happy ending, and that there's hope out there. There is hope out there. Join us again next time on the Amaruri TV show as we seek the truth and speak about hope for tomorrow. Goodbye.
Amaruri.